This is messy as hell. I don't know what to do with it.
Lawful wedded husband.
To be my...
I'm 13. How about 13's hard?
With a tramp like you?
Well, I know it hurts being third rate, but aren't you accustomed to it yet?
Oh, Robin, I see you.
I baptized myself the slut of Springfield!
Son of a bitch in here. I found out myself what love is all about.
Hey everybody, it's me, Nikki. Let's talk Beyond the Gates. So Triple H's plan to make Evil Genuine jealous didn't actually work. Okay, so we open up the episode and Danny is there talking to Evil Genuine about, maybe doing something from Chelsea's childhood to make her realize or have her see that who she wanted to become is who she became, and to not let nobody steal her joy. Now, as a child, okay, Chelsea had been to so many bat mitzvahs that she wanted one of her own, but they had to explain to her that culturally, what a bat mitzvah was, and that the fact that they were not Jewish, so they had a not mitzvah for her. And based off what they said, Chelsea really liked the idea of being ushered into adulthood, so that's why they did it. And Danny wants to recreate that. So, Evil Genuine is down for it. And he was like, at first she was showing pictures and he was like, this could have been a text or an email. She was like, oh, these kids today, everybody want to post everything. Everybody want to be so technological. And he was like, you post more than, any, kid I know. Like, you do the absolute most. But they're having a really great conversation. And Evil Genuine and Danny's chemistry is there. You can see it. It's radiating. And Triple H is in the background listening to all of this. So when they leave, because Evil Genuine has a meeting and Danny is going back home, Triple H calls Tomas over there and she's having a conversation under the guise of we're throwing a birthday party for him and we're going to put together this whole slideshow and so on and so forth. And she starts flirting with him, only for Evil Genuine to walk back in and is like, what's going on here? Tomas gets it on about his way, and he asked, what's all of that? And she was like, it doesn't feel good to see, your significant other, flirting with someone else or being this close to someone else. And he's like, what are you talking about? And she basically, once again, reiterates the fact that she's jealous of Danny and the connection that they have. And he was like, yeah, no, we already know that's not where it's going between me and her. I've said that to you. I've said that to her. She knows it. I know it. You know it. Bond knows it. Everybody knows it. Um, but she's not getting it. Okay, it's not clicking, Steven. It's not clicking for her. Okay, she can't see that middle. Like, it's not even a middle part bust down. The bust down, okay, that she have in her head is so heavy that it's pulling it back that she can't see straight. So she's like, well, you need to reiterate that with her. And he was like, I love you. She knows I love you. My problem is you don't understand that I love you. What do I have to do? And once again, it's reiterate that with her, because obviously he's spending this much time with her, even though Chelsea is found and this was all about Chelsea, she's going to get ideas. So he goes over to Danny's house to set the boundaries. And Danny was like, what the hell are you talking about? And he was like, oh, I'm in love with my wife. And she was like, child, please. Your wife is jealous, which you told me she was. And I told you to buy her something shiny to distract her. But since you on this type of thing, we're going to set these boundaries. We're going to do what we need to do. Because nobody has the type of time, okay? Nobody. Because legitimately, Danny is not worried about this man at this point in time. She really felt like in the forefront, maybe in the background, a little bit of her is worried about him, but in the forefront, this is all about Chelsea. She's not worried about him. So she was like, listen, we're going to, make up a schedule and everything, because I'm not about to do this with you or your wife. Not doing this with either one of y'all. But I have a question for you. What's going to happen with you and the girls? Like, where does this leave you? Because ultimately, I saw you and I saw how you felt when everything was happening with Chelsea. He was out of the loop. He didn't know anything. He was just learning stuff about Chelsea as the search for her was on. She says, where does this leave you with, your daughters? Is your wife going to be so jealous that you don't get to spend time with them? Which ultimately was a part of why he was out of the loop of Chelsea and Naomi's lives. Because not only was his wife jealous, they also weren't talking to him, because not only did you lie to their faces about what was going on with him and Danny when he was having an affair, you did her the way you did her. But then your wife really don't want you spending time with them unless she can be there and Danny's not in the picture, because she wants Danny's life. So where does this lead him? I don't know. What I do know is he went down there to the orphanages and talked to Tomas and said whatever his wife was trying to do with him is over, point blank and period. It'll never happen again. And the issue that caused it is in his rear view. That's what you think. That's what you think. Now, something that could have been an email, a voice chat, a message in a bottle, a smoke signal is Vanilla Bean telling Andre that her and Vanilla aka Crazy Eyed Derek, are getting married. Don't nobody give a damn about y'all getting married. You did this trying to get a reaction out of this man. You did this trying to get a rise out of that man, hoping that man would be like, girl, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't marry him. Oh God, you can't do it. And he's like, oh, okay. Okay, and once again, she looked like the type to propose to a man. I'm just gonna be honest. The way Vanilla Bean's character acts, she seems like the type to propose to a man, especially a man who's sitting up here lying to her, a man that she did not want, a man that her mama convinced her to get back with, and a part of her feels guilty for not being with him, and feels like it's her fault that he was in that triathlon that he hadn't trained for, and that's why he in a hospital bed right now. She knows what it is, and she knows how he gives it up. And at this point in time, if you want to be with him, that's your prerogative. But please don't bring Andre into your mess. This could have been a message in a bottle. Okay, Christina said, I'm the genie in the bottle. This could have been a message in a bottle. So eventually, like, while they're having a conversation out in the common area of the hospital, Crazy Eyed Derek is in the room with Shanice, and Shanice does, I don't know if she poked him, if she had a needle, I don't know what she did, but he felt it, and she was like, you felt that. You've been having feeling back in your legs. What is going on, and why won't you tell her? But he was like, oh, he's sitting up here lying again, talking about, oh, I felt it for a second, but I didn't know if it was going to be anything. So, I didn't really want to say much. Shanice called BS. She's like, you didn't say anything because you're afraid that Ashley, Vanilla Bean, is not going to want to be with you if she knows that you getting feeling back in your legs and you're going to be able to walk again eventually and run up into burning buildings. That's the issue you're having. Not only were you possibly going to do more harm to yourself, not telling them you were getting feeling in your legs, not being able to, como se dice, fix or restructure your program to fit your needs. You sitting up here lying to Ashley, keeping her under your thumb basically because you don't want her to be with Andre. Like, once again, it could have been a message in a bottle, except he's here. And he is a jerk to Shanice. And it's like, not that one. Definitely not that one. I need you to slow your roll, okay? Because ain't nobody one of your little friends. Don't talk to Shanice like that. Because she's being truthful. You sitting up here and doing the absolute most, lying to this girl because you're trying to keep her under your thumb because you don't want to admit that you possibly are going to be able to walk again because you think she's going to leave you. That's what this is. That's how it's coming up. Baby, let me tell you something. Andre came up in the room. Andre's being a little petty because they explained to him everything once again. They were showing their love. Ugh. Andre was like, y'all should go to Paris on y'all honeymoon. Petty, petty, petty. P-E to the T-T-Y. I'm petty. Yeah, Andre's petty. Okay, Andre's being petty with that one. But also, Derek was being petty because he was like, she chose me. I'm getting tongue-tied. And I was like, oh yeah. He basically in his head was saying, she chose me. She don't want you. She chose me. Nanny, nanny, boo, boo. Y'all can finish the song. That's the type of time he was on. But honestly, this whole thing could have been a message in a bottle. So Andre and Danny end up at the country club, both getting drinks, both commiserating about the fact that, Vanilla Bean and Crazy Eyes is getting married. And now Andre feels some type of way about it because he feels like somebody that punched him in his heart. Oh. And Danny is like, honestly, I don't know what the hell her problem is with me talking about Triple H because I don't want that man. It's all about my daughters. And Andre was like, listen, we've solidified the fact that we're both selfish and, so on and so forth. But nobody's ever going to lie to you. I'm not going to start now that you and that man don't have chemistry that you can see from a mile away. Okay, I'm not going to do it. So what the hell we going to do now? Probably go to Vegas and get married. Miss Anita is able to convince Chelsea to do a launch. Friends and family, real small, some cute, online. Samantha's the moderator of the chat so she can deal with the trolls to sell the bags because you can't let Allison steal your joy. You can't let her steal what you worked so hard for. This is what you wanted. You went against your mama to start this company. Come on now. Somebody tell me something. but she agrees after multiple conversations. Now, Captain went down there and apologized to that man, Tomas, and now they're gonna get back to where they used to be. And it's just like, girl, you finna break your own heart because that man don't like you and he playing in your face. And I don't like this for you, sis. I don't. Stand up, pick your coochie up, put it back in your pocket, and move on. This is not your man, sis. This is not your man. Now, Leslie Wig gave Nicole Crewneck Ted's tie yesterday, basically letting her know that they slept together, and this is messy as hell. I don't know what to do with this.